This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
Thanks for joining us. It's great to be back with you on the News at 7. I'm Rafael Sanchez. The rain, a welcome sight for all thirsty lawns throughout central Indiana. Here's Storm Team 6 Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory with a active radar. Look at that. Everything's working behind you.
Well, so we've had some downpours today. We've had almost an inch of rain in Indianapolis, and so you mentioned the lawns are looking nice and lush green, and I'm sure it was good timing for farms as well. These come and go, and right now they're waning. They are starting to lose some strength. What was putting down some heavy rain around Williamsport and Attica is now nothing more than a shower, really. Southern portion of Tippecanoe County and just to the southwest of Lafayette. Temperature impact definitely felt. Around 70 in the eastern portion of the state, 77 in Terre Haute, 75 in Lafayette for now. You'll see the temperatures cool as that shower activity arrives. Low risk for any severe weather, especially western portion of the state, and that's really for the next couple of hours. Once the sun sets, even though we haven't seen much of the sun, that should eliminate any threat. Temperatures, well, they'll be steady through 10 o'clock tonight in the low 70s. Between 9 and 11, still some isolated thunderstorms at Terre Haute to Kokomo line. Then they expand as we go through the overnight.
Kevin, thank you so much. Call 6 investigates holding a state veterans agency accountable after RTV6 found the misuse of money meant to help struggling veterans. Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs Director Dennis Weimer has been on the job for 6 months. He replaced Jim Brown, who stepped down in December after Call 6 investigates questioned why IDVA allowed its own staff members to receive military family relief funds beyond the $2,500 limit, while the agency denied other veterans. A new law was signed following our investigation that strips IDVA of its authority to approve grants for its own employees. Instead, the Veterans Affairs Commission has to review and approve those. Weimer says he's worked to improve communication within the agency and with veterans and not-for-profits.
You said you would make changes. Have you made changes?
We have. About 70% of the organization has changed. We have changed pay structures. We've changed reporting structures. We've changed roles, responsibilities, and in some places we've changed people.
3 top employees connected to the IDVA scandal resigned in May. Mike Thompson has just been named IDVA's new operations director. Weimer says that IDVA is close to unveiling programs to help homeless veterans as well as those with PTSD and traumatic brain injuries. This evening, we're getting a better idea of what led to the fatal shooting of a 3-month-old boy and his uncle over the weekend. A 36-year-old Ivory Smith has been charged with 2 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder stemming from the Saturday incident at a home on Guilford Avenue. That's near 23rd and College on the city's north side. Investigators say she admitted to killing 27-year-old William Wilson Jr. after they fought and he told her to move out. She says she ran into another room and opened fire on Wilson's mother, who was holding the 3-month-old boy. The mother is recovering, but the boy died. The court documents say Smith told detectives that she, quote, just snapped and does not know why she shot into the room while the baby was inside. On the city's east side, Indy homicide detectives have arrested a 15-year-old boy for his involvement in the double murder of 15-year-old Ashlyn Nelson and her brother, 16-year-old Nicholas Nelson. The teens were found shot to death in an apartment on the northeast side Friday morning. And just as officers were pulling up that morning, they saw someone running from the scene. At the time, K-9 officers and SWAT team members were unable to find that person, but later, surveillance images were released that may have helped lead to this arrest. IMPD says nearby residents have played a big role in their commitment to this family and the community. In Hendricks County, a 21-month-old child is dead after being left in a car outside her home for about 4 hours on Sunday. Investigators say a family returned from church and everyone thought someone else had gotten the girl out and put her down for a nap inside the home. The adults and 4 other children took a nap, not realizing that the toddler was still in the car. The sheriff says charges are not likely. This is the second child to die in a hot car in Indiana this year, and the 36th nationwide. Last year was the worst year in history for hot car deaths involving children, with a total of 53 tragic incidents. A cleanup and recovery today after a car collided with an ambulance when that driver went around a city bus. This all happened this morning at 16th and College. As you can see from these images, investigators with the Indy Fire Department say the ambulance was transporting a patient when the car crashed into it, which in turn sent 2 other people to be checked out for minor injuries. So it is now 6 days and counting. The 13-mile-long Red Line bus service will soon begin picking up passengers, specifically on Sunday. New road configurations and pavement markings, they've been in place since July the 31st on College Avenue, Meridian Street, and Capitol Avenue. Indigo officials say since the Red Line is brand new to both riders and bus drivers, and they expect delays and the occasional challenges for the first few weeks. They're asking everyone to be patient. And by the way, the full month of September is free for all who ride the Red Line. Volunteers will be at stations to help answer all of your questions. And working for you, RTV6 is getting you ready by going inside the Red Line. Call 6 Investigates takes a closer look at the changes that you need to know about, including how dependable are the new electric buses. Join us for our half-hour special Inside the Red Line this Thursday at 7 only on RTV6. People in Bloomington, they're getting ready to rally against what they say is an escalation of white supremacist activity in that city. The group Bloomington United will hold an evening of solidarity tomorrow at the Monroe County Courthouse. Bloomington United says it will promote diversity and inclusion at the event. It all starts at 5:30 in the evening. And earlier this month, you may recall, the Bloomington Farmers Market shut down for 2 weeks due to public safety concerns after a vendor at the market was outed as a member of a white supremacist group. The owners of the Schooner Creek Farms were revealed in online forums as allegedly being members of the group Identity Europa. They were also named by the suspect who vandalized a synagogue in Carmel, according to transcripts of FBI interviews with the suspect. The Bloomington Farmers Market has since reopened with extra police patrolling the area. It is the biggest sports story in the country happening right here in Indianapolis. The Colts are looking ahead to the post-Andrew Luck era. After Saturday's bombshell announcement, the team was back on the field today, getting ready for their final preseason game on Thursday. Jacoby Brissett is taking over as starting quarterback.
A roller coaster of emotions, and the main thing is just, not being able to see Andrew every day. And that's, today was kind of weird walking in and not seeing him, but, that's the thing to deal with. But, every ups and downs, but it's on the way up now, so that's all that matters.
And we have more of this developing story. Former Colts player Matt Overton has a message for fans who are considering ditching their season tickets now that Luck is out. On Twitter, Overton offered to buy the season tickets and donate them to kids at Riley Hospital for Children, the patients and their families. Coming up on the news at 7, where the flu is already turning up and why this may not be a good sign of what's to come. But first, let's check in with Kevin.
And we're not done with the rain yet, even though it may not be raining at your house right now. Through tomorrow afternoon, maybe another ½ inch in some spots. We'll talk about what happens after the rain coming up.
At Zaxby's. This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
Right now, we're working ahead to get you prepared for the flu season for the upcoming season. We talked to a health expert today who says this season may be much different than others. This year, the IU Health Special Pathogens Program Manager says that flu season began 2 months ahead of schedule in Australia and New Zealand, a typical indicator of how America will be affected. There's a new vaccine also, so we're not sure how effective it will be. So doctors say you need to get vaccinated early this year. Now at 7, a major ruling tonight in the battle against opioid addiction. A judge in Oklahoma has made a decision in the first state case to go on trial, accusing a major company of being responsible for the devastating addiction epidemic. ABC's Romina Puga has the latest.
An Oklahoma judge made history today, ruling against Johnson & Johnson and its subsidiaries in a landmark opioid case after a 7-week civil trial earlier this year.
We have proven that Johnson & Johnson built its billion-dollar brand out of greed and on the backs of pain and suffering.
The judge finding the opioid producer responsible for the opioid crisis in Oklahoma and ordering the company to pay $575 million, significantly less than the $17 billion the state had asked for. Johnson & Johnson, the sole defendant in the case after two other companies settled with the state for millions of dollars before the trial began. In fact, this is the first state case against an opioid manufacturer to make it to trial. Oklahoma's Attorney General accusing the company of acting as a drug kingpin, creating a public nuisance by spreading misinformation that cost the state billions of dollars and destroyed thousands of lives.
These drugs help these patients function.
Over the summer, the Oklahoma case at the forefront of a wave of lawsuits involving states, cities, counties, and tribal lands, accusing pharmaceutical companies of contributing to the national opioid crisis.
They work, and they have advantages that no other opioids have, because this company took their responsibility to those patients seriously.
This case could have sweeping implications as other states try to hold companies accountable for the opioid epidemic. Johnson & Johnson says it will appeal the ruling. Romina Puga, ABC News, Los Angeles.
A new week begins with free car washes thanks to all the rain. Kevin Gregory. Hey, you got to get some kind of discount, right?
So it'll be clean until you want a car wash on Wednesday when the sun comes out. Let's look at it that way. The rain has been intermittent. Not everybody's seen an afternoon of rain, but we've had almost an inch in Indianapolis, starting with the first round during the morning hours. As far as our rain chances, they're sky high through tomorrow afternoon. Then a couple of very nice days, Wednesday and Thursday. Rain chances will be low, temperatures comfortable, and we'll have a decent amount of sunshine. Even when the threat for rain comes back at the end of the week into the weekend, it's not too high. Steadier rain is now off to the east. We may see some redevelopment of an area of rain that's been around Lafayette, Williamsport, Attica, as a little spark of energy kind of moves from west to east across central Indiana this evening. The far more likely time for you to have rain at your house again will be tomorrow morning. 67 in Richmond, while it's 77 in Lafayette. Western Indiana is warmer than the eastern portion of the state. You've had more recent showers, generally speaking, in the eastern portion of Indiana. Say hello to Charlie. He's staring at us, and he's also at home, I'm told, staring at the TV because he watches RTV6. What a great evening to go out for a walk with the dog. Temperatures, they don't change much. They'll stay in the 70s. You may need a raincoat for your dog tomorrow morning as more showers and thunder showers are around. This may kind of emphasize the potential for thunderstorms between now and 11, but still shows in the western and northwestern portions of the viewing area some isolated showers and thunderstorms. They're more widespread during the morning hours tomorrow, peaking, as you can see, just about the time you'd be headed off to work. It's not until a cold front goes through that our rain chances diminish tomorrow afternoon. 70s in the morning, rain, some isolated thunderstorms, upper 70s in the afternoon with a diminishing chance for rain. There are the high temperatures that we expect across central Indiana. Two of the best days of the week, they come on Wednesday and Thursday. As we head Friday into the weekend, temperatures again will be upper 70s to around 80, overnight lows around 60. You never say never, but we're inching closer to that date where I think it's very unlikely that we get any more 90-degree days.
And the sunset's getting earlier and earlier, Kevin.
Yeah,
what's up with that?
Days are shortening.
Here we go. Thank you, Kevin. Coming up with our nightly Hiring Hoosiers report, how students are getting a jump start on their career from the classroom. Plus, one of Indiana's major industries in major need of future workers. That story and more coming up tonight on your Hiring Hoosiers report only on RTV6.
77. Big Boss Discount.
RTV6 created our Hiring Hoosiers project to make an impact on connecting people to jobs and building their careers. And this month, we're highlighting how schools are preparing kids for the future. RTV6's Alyssa Donovan takes us to Perry Meridian High School, where hundreds of students have taken advantage of a program that gives students a head start on college.
Savannah Wildauer is a senior at Perry Meridian High School. At the end of the year, she'll have earned a high school diploma and an associate's degree. Initially, Wildauer was not interested in the program.
Mostly my parents wanted me to do it.
The teen was worried about the workload. Program coordinators say it's a valid concern.
Their junior year, they're taking 5 college courses that are writing intensive and speaking intensive, which means they are constantly writing college essays.
But now that she's almost finished, Wildauer sees the benefits.
I noticed that not only was it preparing me for college, but I was also saving a lot of money in the meantime.
Students who have completed the program in the past say, along with prepping them for continuing higher education, it's also saved them from excessive debt.
I saved around like $20,000 just taking these courses in high school because they're about $25 a credit hour, and compared to tuition at a college,
allowing them to get started on life and their careers that much sooner.
A lot of students aren't even able to move out of their parents' homes because they've accrued so much college debt. Well, if you get your first 2 years for a low cost and you get a jump on the college degree and get to live at home while you're doing it, you don't accrue that debt. The possibilities are more broad.
Around 400 students are taking advantage of the program this year, which is a partnership with Vincennes University. The credits do transfer to public institutions across the state of Indiana, giving students like Wildauer a head start when they graduate high school. Working for you, Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
Alyssa, thank you so much. Dozens of scholarships will help local students overcome financial obstacles when it comes to completing a college degree. Today, Mayor Joe Hogsett and India Chiefs announced the first round of Promise scholarships available to IUPUI and Ivy Tech students. The money covers a student's tuition, fees, books, and supplies after all other financial aid has been exhausted. Employ Indy, which teams with the city for this, says these grants ease financial barriers that can prevent students from getting a post-secondary degree. The next generation of farmers is learning the rewards and the difficulties of running a farm. RTV6's Erin Lish went to Owen County, where students are getting a unique opportunity to run their own farm from classroom to career.
Here in Spencer, Indiana, students are getting a unique opportunity, getting that classroom to career experience. And it all has to do with these guys, the Boer goats.
Yes, so once you start seeing that white, that's when you're good.
Students from Owen Valley High keep these goats healthy.
I think you can get your trimmers down there and just trim that off.
They come out here daily. Instructors say students raise the goats and take them to market.
So besides production, they learn the economics of keeping animals. They learn how to feed and care for animals. And they're basically out here in total control of a farm operation.
Providing a creative avenue to explore this industry.
Maybe I have an interest in the agriculture industry. Maybe I want to work with livestock. Maybe I have an interest in veterinary medicine. So there's such a wide variety of different things they can learn out here for different careers in their futures.
Some have never been around animals like this, which is allowing them to figure out if this is the field they want to work in.
I think that coming out and learning how to handle the animals and learning how comfortable they are in this kind of setting and comfortable with you, it really helps you know in the future about what you want to do.
Working for you in Spencer, Indiana, Erin Lish, RTV6.
Erin, thank you so much. And still ahead, a look at how local employers are coming together in the name of inclusion. Plus, a final look at your Storm Team 6 forecast next, right here on the news at 7.
Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Today marked an effort to bring together more inclusive employers in Central Indiana, all part of our Hiring Hoosier efforts. Indy Pride hosted its career fair this afternoon with dozens of companies with LGBTQ-friendly policies and practices. From understanding benefits to being accepting of all, Indy Pride says it works to educate employers on what it means to be open to all every day.
So many talented individuals that you can't imagine that's in this community. Have a lot to give.
You can find a list of the companies involved in today's job fair at hiringhoosiers.com with links to check out their available positions. And there will now be a new attraction in Central Indiana for you and your family to check out this holiday season. Yeah, the holidays. Drive-through Christmas lights at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Why not? It will host Christmas Nights of Lights from November the 8th through January the 1st. It's a 2-mile car ride through more than 1 million LED lights. It will be offered every evening, rain or shine, including holidays. A cost, we're told, $7 a person, and children 3 and under are free. A carload special of 9 passengers is $30. This, of course, will benefit the RTV6 toy drive. I can't wait to help that great cause, but I'm not ready really for a winter kind of forecast.
It's not until November that we have our first official snowfall, typically on average. There's a couple rain showers back predictably around the Wabash River, Williamsport up toward Fowler, moving northeast.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to join Mark and Amanda tonight on the news at 11. Good night.